When you think about the must-see spots in Seoul, maybe grand palaces or those famous bustling markets come to mind. But today, we're going to talk about a place that might just be the city's greatest treasure, and it's one that completely blows visitors away. But don't just take my word for it. Listen to this. This is a quote from Julian, a 26-year-old visitor from Germany. He was, in his own words, shocked. He's seen tons of museums all over Europe, and he said this one is absolutely world-class. And here's the part that gets everyone. World-class quality for a price that is, well, impossible to beat. And Julian is definitely not alone in thinking that. I mean, this isn't just some local favorite. According to the visitor numbers from 2023, the National Museum of Korea ranked number 6 in the entire world. We're talking about it being in the same league as giants like the Louvre in Paris and the British Museum in London. And if you zoom in a little closer, it's not just competing on the global stage, it's leading the pack in its own neighborhood. In that same ranking, it actually took the #1 spot as the most visited museum in all of Asia. That's incredible. So what about this number? 4 million. That's how many people walk through the doors in 2023 alone. So yeah, this place is not a hidden gem anymore. It's a cultural powerhouse. And it is drawing huge crowds for some very, very good reasons. So in this explainer, we're going to take you on the whole journey. We'll cover why it's such a world-class surprise, how easy it is to get there, what you'll find inside its ridiculously famous merchandise, and finally how you can plan the absolute perfect day there. Okay, let's start with the practical stuff, because what good is a world-class museum if it's a pain to get to, right? Well, the good news is they've made it unbelievably easy. Seriously, forget about confusing bus schedules or trying to hail an expensive taxi. The absolute easiest, most straightforward way to get there is by using Seoul's amazing subway system. It practically drops you off at the front door. It's really this simple. Just hop on either Line 4 or the Gyeongui-Jungang line and get off at Icheon Station. Then, just follow the signs for exit 2. You literally can't miss it. You'll find this special underpass called the Museum Nadogil, and it even has a moving walkway that takes you straight from the station right onto the museum grounds. Totally seamless, and you don't have to worry about the weather. And now for what might be the single most important detail, the price. The permanent exhibitions are completely free. Yep, you just walk right in. It's open from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. most days. But here's a pro tip. On Wednesdays and Saturdays, they have late night hours and stay open until 9 p.m. And even the gorgeous outdoor gardens are free to explore and are open even later. All right, once you step inside, you'll see this is not your typical quiet, dusty museum. It's this incredible space that somehow perfectly blends ancient history with super modern technology. It really feels like you're taking a journey through time. Let's begin with one of the most famous spaces in the entire museum. It's estimated that something like 70% of all visitors make a special trip just to see this room. It's called the Room of Quiet Contemplation, and it's designed to be exactly that, a place for you to just be. Picture this. You walk into a huge, dimly lit, and almost perfectly silent room. And in that vast space, there are only two things: a pair of stunning, pensive bodhisattva statues. These are national treasures that have been around for 1,400 years. And here's the amazing part. There are no signs, no descriptions, no text on the walls at all. The whole point is for you to just be there with the art and connect with it on your own terms. It's a really powerful experience. But then you can go from that deep, meditative quiet to something completely different. Welcome to the digital immersive galleries. This is where history literally explodes into life. We're talking ancient Korean art projected onto massive panoramic screens that surround you with light, sound, and motion. It's just an amazing way to see history, where technology makes these ancient works feel brand new. Okay, let's switch gears and talk about something you probably don't expect to get excited about at a national museum: the gift shop. Except here, the merchandise, which people call muse, has become a cultural phenomenon. People line up for this stuff, and it sells out like crazy. This is not your average souvenir stand. So what kicked off this whole craze? A huge part of it was a hit Netflix animation, K-pop Demon Hunters. It was filled with traditional Korean imagery, like magpies and tigers, and it went viral globally. All of a sudden, everyone wanted goods related to those themes, and visits to the museum's online store quadrupled, jumping from 60,000 to over 260,000 per day. And some of these items are now legendary. Take that magpie tiger badge. Before the movie, they sold maybe 66 a month. The month after, they sold over 38,000. It's insane. People also go nuts for the miniature pensive bodhisattva figures. Beautiful items inspired by Celadon pottery, and these super trendy phone grips made with mother of pearl. These aren't just souvenirs. They're genuinely stylish items that people actually want to use. So what does all this hype add up to? Well, how about 20 billion won in merchandise sales last year? Let me put that in perspective for you. That's over 14 million US dollars. It just proves that the museum has figured out this brilliant way to connect its historical collection with a whole new generation. It's a huge success. But you have to ask, what's really driving all this? Is it just the cool merch? Well, a survey of foreign visitors actually tells a really interesting story. The majority, 54%, said the thing that impressed them the most was the museum's excellent facilities. Another 25% said it was the convenient transport. So it's the total experience, the fact that it's so well run and easy to visit, that creates such a positive vibe that people are excited to take a piece of it home. And that's because the museum is way more than just a few exhibit halls. It's a place where you can easily and happily spend an entire day. So let's map out what that perfect visit could look like, from exploring the grounds to grabbing a great meal. So besides the main exhibits, you can wander through these beautiful, calm outdoor gardens that have traditional pagodas and sculptures. If you've got kids, the Children's Museum is an absolute must. It's super hands-on. And it's also free. You just have to book a spot online. And get this, there's even an 800-seat professional theater on site where you can catch a musical or a play in the evening. Now, when you start to get hungry, you've got options. For something fast and easy, there's a food court and a cafe right inside the museum. But if you're up for a little exploring, you're just a short walk from the Ishandong neighborhood, which is absolutely packed with fantastic local restaurants. And I mean, the variety here is just incredible. You can get classic Korean street food at Smile Tteokbokki, a place that's been a local favorite for 30 years. Or maybe you want authentic, home-style Japanese? Suzerain Tay is the spot. In the mood for something else? Le Banh Mi does trendy Vietnamese fusion, and L.A. La Catherine is this perfect, cozy little spot for Italian. There's something for everyone. And here's the best part. You don't have to wander far at all. All of these great restaurants are just a 10 to 15-minute walk from the museum. They're mostly clustered right around exit 31 of Icheon Station, which makes it the perfect place to go for a meal right after your visit. So, let's recap. You've got world-class art, stunning architecture, viral merch that's actually cool, and an amazing food scene right next door. And the best part? Admission is free. It's pretty easy to see why the National Museum of Korea is called a true treasure. So the only question left is, are you ready to go discover it for yourself?